Alright, so in this one, I have seen tons and tons, and you guys have probably seen them as well, of videos speculating and guessing and even presuming, you know, all the information already out of what will be coming for Legends Fest. But I have seen nothing, and I'm sure we'll see them eventually, right? With Legends Fest beginning, and then, you know, that 1 to 2 week period where Legends Fest already began, and then videos about this will come out. But I haven't seen a single soul even try to discuss this in a video format. Who will the next Ultra be? Now, how I'm going to go through this process is not by any means of imagination of what is needed for the game. It's just, listen, we know that the game is made to make money. It is a gacha. It literally says got you in the damn category of the game. This is a game meant to take your money and pocket that shit for themselves, right? So do not think in any circumstance of meta. It's just unrealistic. It's not something that would make sense for a company, because a company wants money. A lot of things want money, and a company is definitely one of them. So this will be my 2 theories on what we know now and what we don't know now for what could be the next Ultra, what I'd want from this Ultra if they were to come to the game. I don't think at this current moment there's another theory outside of these 2 that would actually come to the game. Maybe this 3rd one, but these first 2 I think are the more concrete things that could happen. If they don't, okay, well, it's just my take on it. Just to mention, before anything, how games work, most games, especially gachas, mostly gachas at least, I know for a fact gachas, is they have margins. So let's say, just a little lesson in, I don't know, understanding what's going on here. Let's say we have, I don't know, let's say LF Cooler dropped. Okay, so this expectance of hitting this margin on the low end, the median, or the high end is what they want per that banner dropping. They want to make, I'm just going to throw out numbers. These aren't accurate. I guarantee they're not accurate. Let's say their low margin was $1 million. They wanted $1 million from Cooler's banner. Okay, their median was $3 million. Their high end that they didn't expect but would have been, you know, nice for them would be $5 million. These companies have margins on numbers they want to hit. So let's say the LF Trunks banner underperformed, which I'm hearing that it did. Well, they'll bump out a this sale or a this banner within that month to end up making up for that disappointment of that banner and hitting that margin by the end of the month. It's a monthly margin type of thing / monthly banners type of thing, because these banners are monthly with the monthly LFs, right? So follow that trend with me here with the biggest celebration, because they do more for Legends Fest than Anniversary, that they will want to hit. If I said 5 million was their high end, 5 million, again, this is all theoretical numbers. It's not true, I think. I mean, that's pretty low for a company, to be honest. That's like multi-billion-dollar. But theoretically, 5 million their low end for an Ultra, you can scale that up to whatever number you want to think. So just think money-wise. This is more hyped out than Anniversary. This gives more new mechanics than Anniversary. Legends Fest is the big thing, and that's probably what we have to care for more. So, all 3 of these characters are actually already in-game, and all 3 of them are already LFs. Now, the first one here, I think Vegito Blue. Now, we have had months and months of future buffs. Straight up, we had the last, what was it, 3-4 free-to-play units prior to the GT ones was future. We even have 3 yellow free future characters. Free Cell, free Rose, free Trunks. We have a lot of future. Future has not been getting their weekly, monthly, daily buffs that they usually get. And I think Vegito Blue, again, we're thinking in this money pit situation here wise, Vegito Blue is quite easily one of the sellers, right? You look at him, you're thinking of him, this guy, it's a fusion. People like fusions more. If you go to most popular characters in Dragon Ball, you're going to see Goku, you're going to see Gogeta, you're going to see Vegito, you're going to see Vegeta, you're going to see Teen Gohan, you're going to see these characters, right? So you're thinking about it, we have MUI just came out, Dragon Fist. We have all these Goku forms, that's great. But what sells more the exclusivity and rarity of how often we get fusions. We don't have many fusions. Like, you look at this Fusion Warrior tag, you might think, oh, you know, we have 4 years worth, well, 4.5 years at this point, worth of characters, and like, you know, we're pretty decked out. We do not have many things in comparison to like Dokkan, that's, you know, double the age of Legends at this point, or just other Dragon Ball games in general, like card games or Buchigiri before it shut down. Like, there's a lot more we could get. Dokkan just did Heroes collab. They didn't even drop a Vegito for that. It's probably going to be the LR. It's probably going to be the next month thing. If it doesn't come out, that's just dumb. But you see how they're just holding and withholding the exclusivity and just making these fusions just so uncommon to actually come out on like normal celebrations. Like, who here, I'm going to scroll through, who here came out during a normal ass celebration, not anniversary and not Legends Fest? I'm just looking very quickly here. The newest character. No, not Vegito Blue, not SV, not MZ, not Ultra Vegito, not Ultra Gogeta. We're still looking because Ultra Vegito's anniversary, right? Purple Vegito Blue, anniversary. Kefla, anniversary. Kefla's not even that hype, and Kefla anniversary. Gogeta Blue, Legends Fest, CMZ, anniversary. You see my point of this? I think the last hype, and even more so, this guy was a free anniversary character, was that free Gogeta. Even more so looking forward, I think the actual only one that's a Vegito or Gogeta, it's not EX Gogeta, it's Transforming Yellow Vegito. He's the newest non-big celebration character. And look how old bro is. Bro is DBL 22. That is 31 months old. He is the only one here that's relatively new. He's almost 3 years fucking old. And yet, that's the last Vegito or Gogeta we got off a big celebration. Just normal ass banners. Really? This guy comes close. He comes close. He's 2 months behind. That, like, understand the exclusivity. And with Legends Fest being a very big celebration, I think Vegito Blue just adds up to a T of perfection, because you want the God Key buffs, people want that. It kind of goes hand in hand. You know, with GT, we know Super Saiyan 4s are hype, we know Super Saiyan 4s should be coming, and we know GT wants the buffs anyways. So it all kind of works out in a big mesh, and we all love that. You know, we love to see a team get buffs that hasn't had buffs in a good fucking while. And Vegito Blue would fulfill a mold in that. An Ultra Vegito Blue, obviously. That'd be God Key. That'd be Future hasn't get much love recently. That would be, I mean, I guess you could call it Saiyans getting a buff, because Saiyans really aren't like that numero uno tag as they once were in very, very many metas. And obviously Fusion Warriors not being number one, they do love this trend of having Fusion Warriors during anniversary become like a number one team, because obviously Ultra Vegito came out. Okay, that, you know, your blue, yellow setup with Vegito Blue, Ultra Gogeta, Ultra Vegito, or if you just want to double Ultras, that shit, number one. That was number one team in the game, double Ultras, whatever it was, whoever your third was, doesn't matter. That was number one team in the game. And with that, they love making it during anniversary, but changing it up to where, oh look, it's festival, here's an Ultra, because we didn't have this concrete pattern, because Gogeta made the pattern. Reminder, this guy's about to be a year old. This is where this is all stemming from. Why I'm even making this video. This is a fusion. Bro just came out a year ago, and his aging is just phenomenal. How they make fusions is meant to be good and long-lasting and actually retaining value, right? Because their exclusivity is so high, and how much money they fucking make you is ridiculous, especially if you make them age in a good process. This Ultra Gogeta, undeniably, you can't even debate this, he is at least still top 10. I don't care if you have him 9, I don't care if you have him 10, I think you're wrong if you have him there, but I don't care if you have him there. He's still undeniably top 10. He is 11 months old. Tell me any other unit that's 11 months old that has undeniably been top 3 through 5 through 1 for 11 months straight. Not falling out of it, they came back as meta, not any of that. Straight. Nobody. Even Vegito. This guy's not that old. He's half the age of Mr. Gogeta. Bro is still top 10. Like, units values are very high, because a lot of units drop and they're like top 15. And then they're like game value, because, you know, this X unit dropped. These two? Vegito? Gogeta? Both? They've maintained good value, and having top 10 is very good value, regardless if, you know, top like 5 is like a big gap from top, you know, 6 through 10. It's still a very big value. So number one, I would say Vegito Blue. What I'd want from Vegito Blue, if I'm looking even like right here, don't be blue, please, thanks. Don't be yellow, please, thanks. I would say green for this tag. God Key would want him to be, in future, God Key would want him to be, I'd say purple. I think they want a purple, to be honest, because Whis doesn't really fully cut it. Like, Whis works, but like Whis is just not good enough. And then future would want, I think they want a purple, right? I mean, LF Cell, but like, you gotta power creep LF Cell at this point. Like, you gotta just throw that shit aside, right? And then this team would also like a purple. I would say purple is actually the ideal color for like all team setups. But what I'd want, I wouldn't mind him being red. You know, MUI had his shine. He's 6 months old at this point. Like, let bro go. Just drop him on that setup. Obviously, him being red in this meta, not ideal, but like, it's an ultra. They're gonna fix a way to figure out how to like make bro be good in #1, top 3, whatever, like competing with Beast Gohan and stuff, right? So I would say red, purple. Preference wise, I just say red. I don't particularly like MUI as a play style of a character. While he is, you know, underappreciated and okay, you know, not really the greatest now, but okay enough to run. I just don't like the play style of just nothingness, so I just prefer if he just got like thrown to the wayside, just throw out of the fucking game type of shit. So I would say red for myself, but you know, obviously everyone would probably want him to be purple. So #1 choice would be Mr. Ultra Vegito Blue. And just to say, if we got an Ultra last year, I think you can bet good money that we will be getting an Ultra the next year. The same celebration. I'm just guessing. It's just a theory. Could be wrong, but pretty sure on that. #2 choice. I named the characters that are pretty popular, so I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to look at here, and they're also on this tag. #2 choice, I do see Gogeta Blue. Now, the reason I see Vegito over Gogeta right now, not because of any bias, it's just, we had a lot of movie buffs, and I know I also said that, okay, look, they don't care about meta, they don't care about making this team too overpowered, this team too underpowered, they don't care, and I agree with that, they don't fully care. But in another situation for us here, they just sold us so many movie buffs, and they know players care. That's the difference. They don't care about the meta, and like, what is #1, what's #2, whatever. They don't care. But if I'm thinking just as a player, I have Beast Gohan who's #1, I have Pan who's #2. Do I really need to summon for Ultra Gogeta? Like, the need to summon for VB is there. For Fusions, for God Key, for Future. Like, you got 3 tags you're thinking about. With Gogeta Blue, I'm thinking about movies. I'm not thinking about God Key, because I don't care about God Key. I'm not thinking about, what else would he be on? Fusion Warriors, because I don't necessarily need Fusion Warriors. I already have double Ultras. I don't need the other one. Like, I don't need this third one. Screw that. So you're thinking of it in a value-wise for the player, VB's value for a player, if they're trying to, like, I don't know, retain their once best team of God Key, their once best team of Fusions, their once best team of Future. It's a lot easier for them to do that than for a player that has both Beast Gohan and Pan to feel the need to summon. So I would say Gogeta Blue, which is equivalence in hype. Honestly, Gogeta Blue is probably more hype at this point, just because Dragon Ball Super Broly is, it's just looks better, to be honest. Just because it looks better, people like it more, which, I mean, also the Future arc is pretty fucking ass in the ending, because Vegeta Blue doesn't get the win. But nonetheless, Gogeta Blue makes sense. Clearly he would sell this, you know, bro is, pretty damn, you know, unique. Him being 2 years old with this Legends Fest approaching, it would make sense if he doesn't get an Ultra, he gets a Zenkai of this LF Gogeta Blue. So I would just say he makes more sense than not, because of a money aspect, because of a 2-year-old aspect. They did, you know, what was it? Who came out? I think Majin Vegeta was approaching, or near, I don't think he's too far off, 2 years old when he got his Zenkai. Like, they start to do these Zenkais of these units when they start to approach 2 years old that are LFs, or if not, just like over it just by a few months, right? So Gogeta Blue just approaching it, / about to hit it, Gogeta Blue Zenkai could make sense, and if they didn't, well, just drop the Ultra. Like, character has a lot of animations, he has a lot of, just carry weight behind him, to be honest. He is just the guy to do it for them. And then the color I would want for an Ultra Gogeta Blue, again, I'm thinking God, I can think of movies. Clearly I'm not thinking blue or red for movie's sake. And Fusion Warriors, again, purple just makes sense. I mean, replacing Piccolo would be kind of mean, but like Piccolo's not even going to be core anyways, for movies, obviously. Green, Dragon Fist replacement. I don't mind them replacing anniversary units. Like, they're 6 months old. They can, you know, stay in the wayside. Like, if they made Gogeta Blue better than Ultra Vegito and Zenkai, I wouldn't mind that at all. Because at that point, it's just like, this guy needs some shine. And he probably wouldn't retain that betterness for more than like a couple months. I say that now until I see the fucking kit and then bro's like insane. But for now, I would think like he'd be better for the meta, he'd be better for this situation. Then okay, I'm uncounterable, I can't be green carded at all. And this type of unit comes out, then Vegito's better, right? So if I'm thinking yellow, okay, I guess. Green, Dragon Fist being replaced, okay, I guess. But if you want everybody to be happy-go-lucky and not have to, you know, I guess, feel the need to replace somebody and just actually have a new color of your unit on the team, and honestly, purple does need buffs. Purple, similar to Vegito Blue, just purple needing help, and purple being ideal for just an entire roster, because you got a blue, you got a yellow. I don't want to replace my blue or yellow, so I don't want those two. I have a red with Pan, I have no green other than Dragon Fist and LF Trunks, but it's like, they're not good enough right now. Purple just is ideal for everybody if you want to feel the need to summon. If you don't want to have to summon, then I guess the other colors, but like this unit would still be better than these past Ultras that we have. Reminder, Ultra Gogeta that we have right now, to me at least, I mean, I don't think I've been wrong in this thinking so far. I've told a lot of people about it. I never like heard anything like, oh, that doesn't make much sense. People actually agree with it. I think Ultra Gogeta was made, and what he was made from was that he is the baseline Ultra, and every Ultra post him will have more negatives and less impactful things, or just worse off situations than Ultra Gogeta has. Mr. Heater, you gotta please stop. Than Ultra Gogeta has individually. So let's say Ultra Kaioken, well, he has the more gauge reliance than you would say Ultra Gogeta, and he's just not the greatest in, you know, team-wise, situationally right now, right? Ultra Vegito, his gauge is pretty mediocre in comparison to Ultra Gogeta's, and then his neutral is just less than Ultra Gogeta's. So, again, Gogeta just being more superior than Broly. Look at him. Bro is really reliant on the gauge, and he doesn't even go neutral in any capacity, let alone Kaioken. Broly doesn't go neutral in any capacity of offenses, and he's also very much not a damage dealer. Like, Gogeta was the baseline Ultra, and they make everything from him up, and they make them, okay, here's this negative that Gogeta doesn't have, but you have it, because Gogeta is the baseline Ultra. That's why he's aged better than everybody else, at least so far. Just keep that in mind when we're going over this, because I do think they always build off Ultra Gogeta, and then they just give them more negatives. If not maybe now, they'll do it per year, like, okay, this Ultra came out, so these Ultras per this year will have negatives pertaining from this Ultra's baseline. That's just my thought process with it. Seems to make sense, because you look at all the other issues every other Ultra has, and it's like, they shouldn't have that. But Gogeta doesn't have that issue. It's just, it's funky, to say the least. And then the last character, which I only say this because this is the whole point of the video. Whatever what makes them money, right? And this scene is hype, and it is iconic, and it does need a new representation. I will agree with that. I wouldn't say right now is ideal, because like the teams, but with the heater popping off like crazy. Oh, it stopped. Oh, it's kind of stopping. The last one I would say is FSK. I just think it's time. I honestly, like, this is a top 3. Like, if you look up Dragon Ball Z, what do you look up? You're looking up a Spirit Bomb, or you're finding, rather, look up Dragon Ball Z, what are you finding? Finding Goku go Super Saiyan, maybe a Spirit Bomb, and this. These are the 3 scenes you're seeing, probably. Maybe something with Vegeta mixed in there, but, like, mostly Goku or Gohan, and then some fusions, and then some wonky stuff. This is that scene. FSK, this specific scene needs more representation. We don't have really any. I understand we have an LF, and that's great, but this LF was the first legendary Finnish character of the entire game, because Beerus didn't even have an LF when he first released. He was just Legends Limited. This guy came out 4 years ago, and more at this point. It would just make sense. We just got a lot of hybrid buffs. Again, they do not care about your meta. they do not. So with the Beast Gohan already arriving, with Pan already arriving, giving an FSK, while it would screw everything, it would just make everything even more cataclysmically hell for players. I mean, what makes the money? FSK makes the money. I just think it makes sense. If you're wondering, why not just, like, okay, another Super Vegito or another Super Saiyan Blue Goku from Tournament Power? They don't, right now, have the means to redo Ultras. Like, there's no reason for them to redo something that's basically 5 minutes later. That's just stupid. Why would I even spend money on that? Like, I get it for, like, a meta perspective. If they're good, spend money, but, like, that's just stupid to do. Like, they would not do that. They're going to do things that are LFs and or should have been LFs and make them into things that are more hype. Like, literally, look at LF Super Vegito to Ultra Vegito. There ain't much difference. It's just, it's an updated version, right? And FSK, I mean, the hype is there. The team-wise is there. It's not something that needs to be buffed, clearly. But color-wise, I guess we'll just touch on it real quickly because I wouldn't want this. I'm barely mentioning it because I don't want it. But color-wise, I would say he's probably green. They just want Trunks out of the picture. They didn't care about Trunks. Trunks did underwhelming on sales. So they're like, you know what? Get the fuck out of our sights. Probably same thing as Bardock, because Bardock ain't been back in fucking 10 months at this point. So they're like, all right, get this shit out of my sights. You didn't sell well. Let me get you replaced and sell better. I mean, purple will make more sense because Revhan, bro, be old at this point. He is 18 months old. Like, let him die, please. But, FSK does make sense. You're thinking about the money. You're thinking about what people want as a scene. Maybe not for the meta, but as a scene. And you can't name, like, a more iconic moment than FSK that doesn't have as much representation as it should. Like, Maj Vegeta has, like, the red, the purple, the blue. While they're not great, some of them, there's still a lot of representation in comparison to FSK, that you have the purple Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which is from the Cell Juniors, and then you just have simply FSK as, again, 4 years and older. It makes sense to give a new iteration of this character. I won't say I would enjoy that, but my main guesses, in my head, is Vegito Blue or FSK. Gogeta Blue just makes sense because it's Gogeta Blue. My main two is really leaning toward those top two up there, obviously. Skip over Mr. Super Vegito, but Vegito Blue or FSK just makes sense to me, and I guess we'll see, right? This is just my prediction. What I expect, what I want is Vegito Blue or Gogeta Blue, because it's going to be something that's hype. It's not going to be something that's like a niche scene, at least not for the Legends Fest Ultra. But if it's FSK, I wish you guys luck. I wish myself luck, to be honest. Let me guys think of my Ultra predictions for Legends Fest 2023 at that point, because they'll come out around New Year's time. And I'll see you guys in the next one.